professor will give you battle ready to take your competition down. I hear the bell. Let's get to class.
Welcome to Fantasy University. I'm Noster. He's the professor, but his real name is
Mr. Right, and his real name is
Mr. Wrong. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you... He paid me to say that, by the way. But at any rate,
Where's my change?
On a more serious note, yeah, serious fantasy football. That is serious business.
Most definitely.
We're talking about NFC quarterbacks today, and we're going on the South and West divisions. And in my humble opinion, for what it's worth, there is one must-have quarterback out of this group, and that is Drew Brees, hands down.
Well, I sort of differ just a little bit, and this is why.
And he calls me Mr. Wrong.
Well, call me superstitious, but it's already starting. Who was on the cover of Madden this year? Drew Brees. It's the Madden curse, and it's already started. Look at the situation with their head coach and the drug allegations. It's already started for the Saints. It might be a bad year. Now, a bad year for Drew Brees is still better than some, but you're going to be paying for last year's stats. And what do we like to say, Noster, about last year's stats?
Those prizes have already been given out.
That's correct. Those prizes have already been given out. So when you pay for somebody, pay for what you're going to be getting this year, not in the past. I just don't know if he can handle all the notoriety. Because also, people that win Super Bowls, they're on TV a lot, they're doing commercials, blah, 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 blah. They usually have a down year. Peyton Manning, the list goes on and on. And when you're on the cover of Madden to boot, well, let's just say there's a long line of people been on the cover of Madden. Dante Culpepper, ring a bell. He's in a different football league altogether now.
And being on the cover of Madden does not bode well for the home team.
No, it doesn't.
But still, out of this group...
I'd still take Brees.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Even though you're just not putting him on the pedestal that I built him up.
Well, I'm just not going to spend my entire auction dollars if I'm in an auction draft bidding for a guy that...
Like I did last year.
Like you did last year. You know, just in case. You never know.
Right. And is there anybody in this group outside of Brees that is worthy of a higher pick or some good auction dollars?
Well, one guy sort of sticks out, and that's Matt Ryan of Atlanta. He's a young guy.
I'll buy that.
And he's really looked good the first few years of his career. And he's got some decent wide receivers in Rodney White and Michael Jenkins. So, yeah, I would say Matt Ryan.
I'll agree with that. And he jumped right in there with a lot of pressure on him. And he's like looking at the world with saying, what pressure?
Yeah.
I'm just going out there enjoying myself, playing a game I love. I mean, he looks good doing it. He puts his wide receiver in the Pro Bowl every year, Roddy White. So
yeah,
that's a really good pick.
He's really did Boston College proud in terms of his college.
Yeah, right there with Doug Flutie.
Yeah, that's correct. Looks like it's a group filled with possible sleepers. Do you see any sleepers? Any, like a REM sleeper?
Yeah, I just want to say, that's my definition of sleeper in this particular group.
REM sleepers.
R-E-M, rapid eye movement. But there is one guy I see that has more upside than some of the rest.
Who might that be?
That's Josh Freeman of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not so much that I'm impressed with his surrounding cast. He's got a lot of speed, and Mike Williams, Reggie Brown's okay, got some experience, decent running backs, but his upside, where he can go from where he was last year to where he's going this year, I think you're going to get better stats, and I think he has room to grow, get better, and I think he's heading in the right direction.
Now, when we're talking about a sleeper like Josh Freeman, We're not saying, hey, make this guy your starting quarterback. No, this guy is in a pinch if you didn't get one of the top 10 guys or something, or in case he's off that week or something on a bye, you might use him as a fill-in. I wouldn't like to. Well, most of these guys I would not like to be my everyday starting quarterback.
That's why I'm picking him out of this particular group. I think he has the most upside. I wouldn't even take him, a top 15 quarterback, maybe not even a top 20. But this is a really weak group, and there's a lot of question marks. And maybe you can help clear up some of these question marks, like Team Arizona Cardinals is now handing the ball to Matt Leinart, put it in his left hand. Is he ready?
Well, Arizona hopes he is, but I don't know. But one thing about Arizona, they're shoring up that offensive line, not so much for the pass protection. They're going to cram the ball down people's throat. Beanie Wells and Hightower, they're going to just bring it at you. So I look at Leinart, and they're going to try to take pressure off of him that way, where before it was a pass-happy offense. But now they're changing up. They're going to try to go to a running offense. They do have Derek Anderson as a backup. He had some success a few years ago in Cleveland.
Even a blind squirrel can find an acorn every now and then.
That is true. That is true. But when you got a Larry Fitzgerald out there as a wide receiver, he makes bad passes look good. So and I'll tell you what, that kid Steve Breston, I think they're not going to miss anything.
I like Breston.
Yeah. So Leinart, he could be somewhat of a sleeper, but where they're trying to run the ball more. But a guy I'm really looking at for keeper leagues only, mind you, keeper leagues only, and that's if he's not broken in half by the end of the first year, is Sam Bradford. Yes. Unless your team has an injury scoring system where you get points for a guy that's injured, then you would take Sam Bradford this year.
In the first round.
In the first round, definitely, because he will rack up some injury points if they put him out there. I'm hoping they let him set the pine and learn, because that offensive line is horrendous. I mean, this really is. And I feel sorry for Steven Jackson. He's a good running back on a horrible team. But and as for quarterbacks,
I don't feel sorry for Steven Jackson. He's making a lot more money than I do.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I guess you shouldn't feel sorry. What do you think, Nas, about that situation in Carolina? What's your opinion on those three quarterbacks?
I think you're getting back to your long-term keeper league again. Draft Jimmy Clausen, stash him away if you're in a keeper league, and wait. He will be worth the wait, just not right off the bat.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And another guy to look at is Tony Pike. But that's a really, really reach on my part. He put up some good numbers in Cincinnati, but it was not a conventional offense. It was more like a run and shoot offense. So, but you never know. Some of these guys, I mean, they come out of nowhere, and a lot of it you just have to watch preseason football, folks, and watch for your own eyes and see what they look like.
That's why they play the games.
That's exactly right.
We can sit here and talk all we want, but they actually play them.
Yeah, what looks good on paper might not actually work.
All right, this one's been fun. If you have any questions, you can send them to fantasyuniversity00@yahoo.com. I'm Noster. He's the professor.
Have a good day and a better tomorrow. See you later.
And that's right.